Hello, good morning panel, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending and listening to my video. So let me introduce myself first to you. My name is Joel Jimmy and I'm from 11 at Indonesian School of Kota Kinabalu. So today I joining the Nsdc competition in the SIKK festival. So I will start in 3, 2, 1. With the motion, the House believes that the government should discontinue the free meal program or MBG. So I am the team government very support the motion that the government should discontinue this free meal program, or we can say MBG. So before that, I will give you definition. What is the free meal program, or we can say MBG. So I have 3 points about the MBG. First, MBG is a president program, and the program starts since implementation since 2025 until 2026. So that means MBG program that start from last year until right now. 2, MBG purpose is to handle the problem about nutrition in younger generation. Because why? We're looking for the younger generation, especially as a student in Indonesia. We're right now looking for the problem and the problem about the nutrition in the younger generation. So that's why president and government looking this is a very important issue to taking attention, to give attention to that. So 2, MBG purpose is to handle and find the problem solved about nutrition in younger generation, right? And the 3, MBG contains healthy food like the vegetable, fruits, milk, chicken. That's what I say. MBG purpose is to handle and handle the problems of about the nutrition in younger generation. So that's why the MBG contains the healthy food like vegetables, fruits, milk, and chicken. So what is the goal of team government? Simple. 1, the goal of team government to stop the MBG program and stop the allocation or distributions of budget or state revenue and expenditure budget, or we can say APBN, to our school for national in Indonesia. 2, to efficiency government budget or APBN and given focus to quality of education, curriculum, and school facility. Why I can say this statement? Because 1, because this program is very draining, consuming, and requires a lot of money of state. So 2, prone to corruption, and this program make the education ignore the priority, the biggest purpose in the world of education, right? So let's go to the status quo. What is happening in the status quo in reality life in Indonesia? First, the fact they are happening in the field and currently budget for education, or we can say APBN, is very taking and useless or large and extreme budget. This is for this program. 2, in reality Indonesia, the budget is also spent just for MBG. Imagine that. Then for repair the infrastructure facility or upgrading the teacher salary and mission of funds, and in no priority the distribution of funds to target. So I have 3 arguments. The first argument is about budget priority or budget funds. So that's what I say. The MBG taking a large budget. So that's why MBG is not a priority program for Indonesia, right? MBG is not priority program for Indonesia because trillion and billion of funds is more important and urgent for repair the school facility and for the upgrading of salary of a teacher. Why? What is the reason I say that? Because we're looking for the honorary teacher, especially right now in Indonesia. The situation is very sadness, and then it was heart-wrenching because teacher honorary only get a very small salary and wage. They have not any equal to those non-honorary teachers. So that's why. And this is supposed to be attention to government, the center of government, for protect and give a best salary for the honorary teacher in Indonesia. 2, in reality, many honorary teachers work become a part-time, right? So, and they not get a fair and consumer-rated wage from superiors and government also. So, that's why I thought that this issue or problem is mostly important or urgent for government give the attention for that. So, let's go to the second argument about logistic efficiency and corruption. Why? First, Indonesia is a Islam country, right? So, distribution for MBG in free situation is very harder, expensive, taking a long time, and prone to spoilage and poisoning. Why? We all know the purpose of MBG was, right? Who for this MBG is for who, and from this side we can thinking and know how is more important the MBG of MBG quality, right? Why? What is the reason I say that? Simple, because the distribution of MBG mostly not easy. They have a challenging it involves for the student get a MBG. For example, I give you a simple illustration. The distribution for Papua society or the Papua student. I believe that not all the Papua society or Papua student gain it and get the program MBG from the government, right? Because the difficulty of access first and the road in inland Papua too. So in fact, they are not also, in fact, they are also Indonesian student, right? They also a citizen of Indonesia, right? They also have the right to receive it, but due to limited access, so on, this is factor of MBG not being too able for distribute heavily throughout in Indonesia. When the corruption happened, what I said I mentioned the corruption. So when the government in also spend and given a funds for a local government to manage the MBG for student, but the MBG is not work and for news for personal interest of local government. So automatically here the corruption will happen. Why? Because happening, and if this situation happen, the central government supposed to be make an audit or check and balance the fund for MBG program. So that's why proposition team very and government team very support this motion to stop and discontinue this program MBG. So let's go to the third argument, the last argument about the family independence. First, this program is considered to be overfeeding the community. So that's the primary responsibility for children human nutrition, which should be to the parents is shifted to the state, right? Two, parents lose the responsibility and fail to give or protect their child from the nutrition problem, and this is not good. I saw again, this is not good, and this is supposed to be attention for parents that nutrition and healthy for child have in our hand of parents' responsibility, right? So that's why MBG program did not give best or good situation, but just give a problem for society, for student, for government and state also. So what is the conclusion from the team government? Simple conclusion: why proposition very support the motion. First, because of budget priority. Two, because of the logistic efficiency. Three, about the corruption. Four, about the family independent, and five, about parents' responsibility. So I'm very proud to be a government team.